In 2011, I went for a funeral in Bushenyi. I got inspired by one old man who had a very big farm of goats. He was very smart. Many people had come to purchase the goats. I thought it was really a very good business. From the funeral, I came back with 7 goats in the boot of the car. My business of the goats, it was doing very well. They bred up to around 170. That's when they were poisoned and they all died. This is the place where they were poisoned from. I suspect maybe it could be one of my relatives.
We know that the government cannot employ every young person in this country. We also know that the private sector is not able to employ every other young person. What the young people need is a little bit of support and a little bit of push.
My business slogan is, you've tried the rest, come and taste the best. We are going to the graduation party. My people are on the ground and we are preparing meals for the people, around 400 people. I was living in Kampala, but I never had a stable job. You just keep on rotating in people's homes. You're just there being mixed up with the world. So I changed my mindset. I came back down to the ground. I started scrubbing saucepans and cooking food. I started off with the restaurant. I was the first one.
For all these years, somebody has been telling that young person, you're nothing. You're a villager, you're a school dropout, and all of a sudden we want you to be entrepreneurial. It's really difficult.
This is the Kataka Parish. It's my home place. We were invited for a training under Enterprise Uganda. They advised us to use the idle resources. So for me, I realized my dad, he had this land and was not using it fully. So I decided to put there my oranges. Enterprise Uganda has really helped us so much. When they train, they don't leave you just in the field. They keep on following you up. This is a new place I bought and I want to relocate my project of the goats. When the goats died, I lost hope. I was really consoled by Enterprise Uganda. They called me and consoled me and would tell me, an entrepreneur, you don't have to give up. You fall today, the following day you rise up. Fall today, following day you rise up.
There has to be a complete mind shift for that young person, and the mentoring component helps to do that, is to push that young person to say, listen, you have the mentality, you have the energy, you have the anger, you have the zeal, and listen, don't listen to anyone else. You're not a school dropout. You can be successful.
I was looking at starting a business for only survival. Little did I know that if I started a business seriously, I can become a role model and become somebody who is really important. But if I hadn't started on the business, who could know me? That I have bright ideas and I can talk sense to people. Let's go business.
It's not about your breakfast, lunch and dinner anymore. It's about how do you get that plus more. If the rest of the world is doing it, why can't people in Africa do it? And that's why the concept of entrepreneurship is to grow income, is to make profit.
My education, I ended in senior 6. I was not very happy because I was not doing anything at home. I was lacking what I can do in the community. I was just good in looking after the gambling games. They took us in an initial training for 1 month. It is where we find entrepreneurship. I learned from that organization. There is a skill of leadership, how I can begin my business, getting a sample, finding a location, the commodities in the area. So actually the organization imparted me with the skill of doing a business. I was very happy and excited because the organization managed to give me 40,000 per month. I used that money to save. And I bought one net. Every day I would go and fish. I worked for 1 full month. Then I managed to get a new boat. I started to impart skills I gained to my younger fellow people.
Once they come out of that poverty line, the first thing they start thinking about is someone else, giving back. They're paying for their sisters and their brothers and uncles' children to go to school.
Before, I would not expect me to begin a business because I didn't have any knowledge at all. Now I have 20 boats and I have 40 nets. My business now, it is worth 10 million. Now I feel like also I can become one day donor to Restless Organization.
I have seen young people who could not read and write 7 years ago, who are today running a business and making their own record of their income and expenditure, and they can tell you their projections over the next 4 to 5 years.
My life actually changed a lot because I was in a grass factory house, and as I'm talking now, I'm building my house, which is very big.
And these are young people who are often have been ruled out as failure or have dropped out of school because they cannot afford it or because they were not performing well. And within 6 months, we see them become the most respected people in their villages.